We're going to jump into a mailbag here in just a moment, but first, subscribe to the channel. Chicago Bears news, rumors, draft, free agency coverage, these live mailbags every Tuesday. You can find it all here at Chicago Bears Now, youtube.com/Bears Now. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. It's 100% free, and it really helps us grow. And with that being said, let's jump into today's video. You're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, ready to answer all of your questions. So use hashtag Bears, or you can super chat to get your questions on the show. Speaking of a super chat, Jacob getting us started here. Signed DJ Chark. Love y'all, by the way. Love you too. Love all the Bears Now watchers, subs and non-subscribers, although you subs have a special place in my heart. DJ Chark, listen, I would like it. He's kind of in that second tier of wide receivers that are free agents this offseason. I think for the right price, he is a realistic target for Chicago. Alan Mack, my Dublin pal. Appreciate you hopping on IG Live a couple weeks ago, by the way. Cole Kmet for I think he meant third round pick. I think you mean third. I would not do, gosh. The only reason I probably wouldn't do that is A, then you've got like no tight ends. And B, you drafted him in the second round 2 years ago, so you're kind of like conceding he hasn't lived up to that already, and that's playing in some bad offenses. I actually don't think Cole Kmet is going to be on the trade block. I think this is a guy the Bears are going to look at as a weapon. Obviously a big year for him. If he doesn't take a step this year, you know, that probably is a bit of a red flag there, but I think I would at least hang on for another year. Carter Miller with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. Finally glad to catch a live chat. Work has been hectic. Hey, I understand. Not a question, just a side note. Matt Eberflus's nickname is Flus. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, Flus is the man. I've also heard that Ebers used to be a nickname. So I like Flus better. But, yeah, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the $5. You're the man, Carter. Brady Jon, Allen Robinson replacements, top Allen Robinson replacements in free agency. Well, someone mentioned DJ Chark. He could be an option. I do have some other names that you could look at. Top free agent receiver, shout-out producer Jack here. Obviously, Davante Adams, that's the name that keeps getting brought up. It's going to be hard. He costs a lot of money, and if Rodgers stays in Green Bay, he probably will as well. Chris Godwin, I think, is a name. Curious to see what his market is coming off an ACL tear. Mike Williams with the Chargers, like him as well. Odell Beckham, Michael Gallup, I think those are names potentially. We mentioned DJ Chark. There's a few other receivers out there as well. I do think wide receiver is pretty high on the priority list for Chicago. Now, you name a receiver the Bears should sign in free agency. Maybe it is Davante Adams. Maybe it is a DJ Chark or a Michael Gallup or someone we haven't mentioned. Maybe you want Chris Godwin. Name a wide receiver the Bears should sign in free agency. Let's talk about it. Appreciate the $2. Ask a question next time. Julian Gallardo, do appreciate the super chat. Do you think this new regime is going to be aggressive in pursuing Adams? It's hard to know. There's a lot of speculation and social media rumors out there. There hasn't been a lot of strong reports from high up guys like Schefter or Rappaport that they're going to pursue it. But that being said, I think it's possible. I think he's at least a guy you check in on, right? Like I don't think there's any doubt about that. How aggressive? I don't know. I think the Bears are working through their process right now of figuring out what their biggest needs are, navigating the salary cap space that they have, and then they'll go from there. Sean the Savage, trade for Mecole Hardman, then sign Christian Kirk. I'd actually be down with that. I don't know if the Chiefs will trade Hardman, but he's entering the final year of his rookie contract. If they don't want to re-sign him, then maybe trading him becomes a possibility. Christian Kirk's another free agent receiver to monitor as well. I wouldn't hate that. Hardman could be your slot guy. Kirk could be your other outside receiver opposite of Mooney. I think all three of those guys can play outside and slot. You would certainly have good speed with that trio. Paul Dow, what free agent middle linebacker would be a good signing since speculation is Smith going to Will? Also, any news on possible Hicks return? Bear down. Get the bear downs flowing in the comment section. Type bear down. Hicks, I haven't heard much about. I'd be open to bringing him back. I think he actually could play that 3 technique. I don't know about linebacker at the moment. I need to look at some names that are out there. But obviously, once they make a decision on Roquan, if he's going to play will or middle, I think he'll probably play will, but he could play middle as well. Then, yeah, you got to figure out who that other guy is going to be. Arizona Bears to go and get Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley trade. A lot of receiver talk. Hey, man, if he's re-engaged and ready to return to football, then I'm in. Now, the Bears don't have a ton of draft picks, so you have to factor that in. We know Ryan Poles wants to build through the draft, but could you get him for a second? If I could get him for a second-round pick, I would probably do it. Let's talk about it. Do you see Roquan being moved to will linebacker next year? I think it's a pretty good possibility. Him and Darius Leonard have some similar attributes, and that's what Leonard played in Eberflus's defense in Indianapolis. So, yeah, I'd say a pretty good chance. He'll play middle or will, and really it doesn't matter because he's going to ball out and have like 150 tackles. BetUS is the place to go to bet on all those fun Super Bowl props. It's a lot of fun. Chatsports.com/Bears, place to get signed up with BetUS. Promo code BEARDOWN is going to get you a big deposit bonus of 125%. What does that mean? Put down $100, you'll get $125 in free play. Gives you that extra gambling money, especially for you beginners. Jersey giveaway deal is back through the Super Bowl, so take advantage of it if you are a brand new BetUS customer. If you already have an account, this does not apply for you. Follow the steps on screen. Screenshot this graphic. That way you don't miss it. Chatsports.com/Bears, promo code BEARDOWN. Deposit a minimum of $100. You'll get a 125% deposit bonus with that promo code. And then place a bet on any game or any prop for any amount. $5, $10, doesn't matter. Email us, jersey@chatsports.com. We'll hook you guys up with a brand new Justin Fields jersey. Just got to email us, jersey@chatsports.com. That's after you get going with BetUS at chatsports.com/Bears. And by the way, if you want to do one of those bets, then you can email us. More passing touchdown odds. Burrow, you're getting plus odds there, plus 110. I actually like that quite a bit. Matthew Stafford at minus 140. I like Burrow here. I would probably lay some money on Joey B, and I might just do that at chatsports.com/Bears. Okay, super chat from Bear Forever. They're flowing in now. Appreciate it. Who would you trade first to acquire draft picks, and what would you ask for in return? I think the player on the roster that would get you the most and is actually a realistic trade candidate is probably Khalil Mack. Now, if you're watching live, we're going to break down some trade candidates, so stay tuned for that. If you're watching later in the week, subscribe. Go to our videos tab. That video is probably already up. I would want a first for Khalil Mack. I know he's 30 now. I know the injuries have snuck up a bit, but I would ask for a first. Would I settle for a second and a third? Maybe. It would be tough to trade Khalil, but if I can get some good draft capital, I would at least consider it. Now, I don't want you to go, Harrison, how could you trade Khalil Mack? Well, you only have 5 draft picks. He's getting older, and there's some injuries that have popped up. At some point, you have to consider these things. Now, I wouldn't trade him for just like a third, but if I can get a first for him, I have to consider that. I absolutely have to. The Bears with the super chat. Remember when I was saying trade A-Rob for OBJ? I don't remember that. I'll take your word for it. But now it is kind of funny to think about. Bad year for Allen Robinson. I mean, well, what can you say? Lucas praying, how do you feel about a Shanahan-style offense for Chicago? I think it's great for Fields. I've heard it's complicated to learn. Love Getsy, though. Yeah, look, it's not going to be – I think Getsy – and let me take a sip real quick here. I think they're going to sign this or design this offense around Fields. I do think there will be a lot of Shanahan influence, outside zone running game, hard play action, and that stuff I think fits to Fields' strengths, vertical passing. But I think Getsy will have some of his own spin on it too, some of his own creativity and things he's learned from other coaches. So I'm excited about it. The Shanahan scheme and coaching tree is very impressive. So I think Getsy's going to be really good. I really am excited about his offense. Do you believe, speaking of coaches, in Matt Eberflus, who hired Luke Getsy? Type B for believe, type D for don't. I'm cautiously optimistic. I am cautiously optimistic. I think he's going to be a guy that commands attention in this locker room. And, you get that attention, you get that culture going, then you focus on the X's and O's, and I think this team will be going in the right direction. Twinquist with another super chat. You guys are fantastic. Trading Kmet would be equivalent to the Greg Olsen trade. Thanks a lot, Mike Martz. Graham and James should be gone, though. Jimmy Graham's done. He's not coming back. Honestly, he'll probably just retire. Jesse James, I don't care about him either. Keep Kmet. I'd like to see, why am I drawing a blank? Jesper Horsted get more opportunities, and then maybe you go sign a vet tight end that, can block and, is a reliable pass catcher, like a Blake Bell type, not a huge upside guy, but just someone who's solid. Daniel Pustelnik, what about trading Montgomery because Herbert is very good? I probably wouldn't do this, but I can't completely dismiss it. If you could get a second or a third round pick for Montgomery, if you're already thinking you may not re-sign him, last year of his contract, you get a top 75 pick for him. I'm not saying I'd do it. I'm saying that if you're a GM, you wouldn't be doing your job if you're not answering the phone. Quinn for Defensive Player of the Year. Is Will Fuller worth signing? Yes, but yes, because he's fast, he's explosive. When he's healthy, he's a good deep threat. That would fit Justin Fields. The but comes into play because he's hurt all the time. He can't be. You can't sign him and be like, he's for sure our locked-in number 2 receiver. Like, you'd have to have contingencies there. Now, if you bring him in and he's like your number 3, but he ends up being your 2 because he stays healthy, great, that's awesome. But you can't just be like, yeah, we'll sign Will Fuller, we're fixed at receiver. That's a bad idea. The Inside Joe, who has a better career, Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence? Time will tell. I will say, I think the Doug Peterson hire is good for Lawrence. I think that will help him. I actually kind of like what I saw from Fields more as a rookie, though, and that was with a bad offense. Now, obviously, Lawrence played with a bad offense and equally bad talent, if not worse, than the Bears. So, there were reasons for his struggles, but I think both have a chance to be great, and like any other quarterback, both could flop. I'll say this. I thought Lawrence was a can't-bust prospect. I wouldn't necessarily say that now. He was pretty erratic as a rookie. Now, 1 year, but, you just never know with these guys until you see them play. Don Burr, $2. Stop begging for draft picks. Detroit versus everybody. Ain't nobody begging, Don. I'll tell you what, Don. Does Detroit Lions, do you just not like watching Lions YouTube channels? Because you like bagging on the Bears more than you like watching the Lions. So I don't know what to tell you on that one. Emiliano Brito, let's sign Orlando Brown. It's not going to happen. The Chiefs aren't letting him go. They're going to if they can't get a long-term deal, they'll tag him. That's what I've heard. That's what I've been told. They just traded for him. They're not letting him go. So, sure, like if for some weird reason they change their mind, go get him. But again, that's just not going to happen. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/BearsNow. More Bears videos to come, news, rumors, updates, and a whole lot more. So subscribe and don't miss any of it here on Chicago Bears Now.